What's going on, everybody? It's Faye Dating Coach Elliot Scott, and as you can see by the title below, we're going to talk about how to keep his respect, how to keep a good amount of power up until you actually get the guy to commit, okay? Now, this is the second video of a four-part, video series I'm going to make that branches off from the last one I make. And if you don't watch any of these, I'll put links in the description or links in the comment section, where the last video I talked about how you can't get power, at least in its full form, like in a good way, unless someone wants to give it to you, right? Now, what we're going to talk about today is how to go through the process of relationship and who has power along the way and the tactics people try along the way, okay? So, jumping into it. In the very beginning, obviously this makes sense. Let me get over here. This makes sense. When you first meet, it's neutral, okay? It's neutral and mutual. I would say the power's the same unless, and I talk about this in my guides, if you guys want to get those links down below, unless context and framing it is really superior on, like if he's really good at framing a situation, if he's really good at framing that he's the prize, or you're really good at framing, prize mentality, one of you might have it, okay? One of you might have slightly more than the other. But we're talking about if you guys play a very safe, close game, okay? From there, it's your job, if we're talking about framing, okay, we're gonna go here, boom, boom. It's your job to frame that you want a relationship. And the reason this gives you power is because you should not be going forward unless he commits to framing it as a relationship. So what this looks like is, I'm looking for something serious. What about you? The only answer you should be accepting is yes, or I'm looking for something serious also. I want to settle down. I want to be in a relationship. None of this, let's see where it goes. Let's see what happens. I'm not really open to it. I just got out of a relationship, but I do want to settle down eventually. None of that. You are not going forward, okay, unless he agrees to this. That's why you have a little bit of power here. Now, obviously, courtship, you should be having a little more power. Why? Because, you think of power like this. This is a beautiful sense or definition of power. Power is whoever does less and gets the same outcome, okay? So in this situation, if he's courting you, you have power because you could just sit, and hopefully you guys can see that. You can sit and chill, okay? And his is going down because he has to invest, okay? He has to invest to get the same, whatever this is you got, courtship, okay, while you need to chill, okay? So that's why you have it. Now, of course, what I tell my clients is one person cannot have it forever. That does not work out. You cannot play hard to get forever. You cannot hold out forever. No one's that special, him or you, for someone to accept and agree to these terms. So it does have to transition. And now it transitions, obviously, during sex. Now, you might say, well, I want to have sex just as much as him. That's great. Good for you. Your libido's great. However, this is where the woman takes the risk because she is giving up her power, right, to give a guy what he wants to some extent. What he wants along the process. It might stop here. That's kind of the thing. We'll say it's 50-50 right now. Not 50-50 it stops here, but it's only one or two decisions. It either stops here or it continues along the way, okay? So this is where a woman gives up power. We'll talk about in a little bit how to decrease your chances of making horrible decisions here. But he also gets power along the way after sex. Now, why is that? Because you need to think as the gatekeeper. How do can I draw a gate or I guess a brick wall here? Yeah, a brick wall, okay, boom, boom. Think of it as a brick wall. This is the brick wall to here, okay? This is what you want. Now, I know all this makes sense, but here's the funny thing that a lot of people don't realize. So take a step back and look at all this. Framing the relationship, courtship, sex, after sex. Now that, let me get on your side, I'm with you guys here. When you look at this, right, and then you look at how relationships play out, it's kind of funny how in this stage, right here, all the way to here, well, actually I'll say down here, it's funny how men rush this, okay? It's funny how men rush this area, but when it gets here to here, right, women rush it. Women rush it. Now, you might not rush it in the way that he does, such as like love bombing or something, but you want a lot of validation, okay? You want a lot of validation, right? You want consistency. Funny how that works, right? While he's just telling you whatever you want to hear to get boom. Funny how that works. Now, the reason I'm telling you this, it sounds like common sense, but it's because of power. Like this happens because of power. It's all about, let me change it a different color. It's all about reducing risk. That's what it's all about. In this area, he's paying the cost, literally paying the cost to court you, okay? And he's wondering if it will transition into this. You give him this for being a good little bitch like he is, being the good dog, okay? You give him that, and now you're wondering if it will come to this. That's why you rush it. So, the reason I'm going through all this, ladies, is, let me get a different color now, go back to neutral here, is here's how you lose power, right? Here's how you screw up. Again, the video is how to maintain it. There's two ways you screw it up. First off, you do the opposite. You rush this with him, okay? You rush this part with him, meaning he love bombs you, you fall for it all, and you just go straight to this. And this could be like the first date, the second date, the third date, and you're already giving him this. So if you give him this, you are initially rushing through this. This should take at least 5 dates, in my opinion. Like, you should be getting 5 paid dates. Maybe not paid on every one of them, but he should be giving you validation. He should be giving you consistency. He should be saying he wants a relationship, okay? If you can read all this. Down here, can you? Maybe not. Okay. He should be saying he wants a relationship, okay? You should be doing your, what I call your detective work, right? Like, you should be doing all this in this area to figure out if he's worthy. Now, the only reason you should be giving him sex is if he is consistently investing his resources over time, right? He's not rushing you. He says he wants a relationship, and it's at a good pace. I know you cannot read this now, ladies. Let me see. Oh, no. I apologize. But if he does all that at a good pace, and he's a good little bitch like he is, okay, and you're ready, you should be giving him sex. I always tell women, like, women want to know the time. Anything after the 4th or 5th date, I think, is fine. Some people say that's early. That's great. Keep it, hold out a little longer. But remember the power dynamic here. Not saying you're obligated to give him anything. I know there's going to be people in the comments that say that. But the best way to determine if he deserves, I hate again say it like that, it's up to you, but are you convinced that you're about to, that when you're about to give him this power, he's not going to take advantage of it, okay? Just like the stuff we talked in the previous video. And again, I'll link all that together. You have to want to give him this power. And if he gets it early, you're going to resent him in some way. So for example, if you sleep with the guy on the first date, second date, and he starts pulling this bullshit, you're going to resent. Oh, it's your fault to some extent. You're like, shit, I shouldn't have done that. You beat yourself up over it, but you're going to resent him for taking advantage of the power that you're giving him. So as soon as you do all this, you have a guy consistently investing his resources into you over time, okay, and you feel he's not going to take advantage of the situation you're about to put him in, the power, then you can give him this. Then you go through this part of it, okay? You go through this part. if you do this part correctly and you know he wants a relationship, this part should go easy. It should go a lot smoother than what happens with a lot of my clients, okay? So the other mistake a lot of women make, and I hate saying this as a guy because, again, it's not my duty to tell women when to put out. It's up to you. Disclaimer, I should put disclaimer, right? Disclaimer, I should put that here somewhere so no one freaks the F out. But I'm just telling you from an evolutionary perspective. You cannot hold out forever. You can't. I know you know that. I'm not saying if some of you believe, especially if you have more of a Christian background, if you're like, I want to hold out until a relationship, do you? And if the guy's okay with that, great. You guys can do that. There's no one size fits all. If you guys want to wait until the end, great. I'm just telling you, if you're trying to date someone like me or an average guy, I guess a piece of shit, I'm not saying I deserve it. I'm not saying you're obligated to give it to me, but to some extent, this is kind of the normal evolutionary process on how this looks. If you're waiting till like 12, 15 dates, girl, you must have some nice sugar walls, or he must really like you, or something like that, right? On average, it doesn't work out. It doesn't work out. But it doesn't really hurt you for waiting either. Because again, if you make a guy more dates a guy pays for and he says he wants a relationship, the more, I guess, secure or like lower the risk is for you. I'm just saying on average, it is. You want to be fun. You want to be playful. You want to be back and forth. You want it to be banter. He has to deserve it, and only in your eyes are you the one who can say, yes, you deserve it. I'm giving it to you, whatever, okay? But a lot of women will either hold out too long or rush too fast, and then they wonder what the hell's going on, and vice versa. A guy will go really fast, and then he'll take his time here, and you'll be like, what the hell's happening, okay? So if you want power through it all, slow it down here, ladies. Make the mother effer invest. It has to go at a normal pace. I say at 8 weeks, a guy should know. 4 weeks in, man, if he starts acting different, something's up, okay? I say do not get physical with him before the 4th date. If you want to wait longer, that's fine. I'm not saying do it on the 4th date. I'm just saying don't do it before the 4th, 5th date, okay? If a guy's rushing here, slow him down. That's a red flag. Here, again, you want to go at another normal pace. If he's slowing it down, it's because he has power. If you're rushing it, it's because he has power. Okay? He has power. Here, if he's rushing it, it's because you have power. If you're slowing it down, it's because you have power. Hopefully this all makes sense. If you want to know more about this, get my guide down below. Absolutely free. I have a free guide on high value, how to maximize your value. You're going to want to do that in this stage. You're going to want to do that in this stage down here too. Okay, you're going to want to maximize your value. Absolutely free. Link down below. If you want to know how to regain power, I have guides. You can work with me one-on-one. Link down below, ladies. Get a session. I love y'all. Take care and peace.